Optimistic cynic, shit. Ho got a hell of a grip. There's never a problem till niggas is ballin' and bitches they are.
Looking for cheap MT and MUT 16 coin? Head on down to logger.com. Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy JRob447 back at it again with another video, and today I gotta talk about something a little serious, and this is something I feel very strong about. Now, if you guys do not know, Ben Simmons had a documentary that released about a few days ago called One and Done, and honestly, everything he said might have had some meaning, but I'm gonna tell you why he's wrong. I'm gonna give you solutions on how to stop this problem. Now, the main problem people believe is that the NCAA doesn't allow kids to come straight out of high school and go to the NBA. But guess what? Guess what, kids? That is not the NCAA's rule. That is not the NCAA's rule. That's my first point. It is not the NCAA's rule. The one and done rule is the NBA's rule. Just like the NFL, that you have to stay in for, like, I believe it's either 2 or 3 years. That's the NFL's rule, not the NCAA's rule. But a lot of people believe that, so they keep on spewing this knowledge that they don't know, and they keep on saying the wrong thing. Once again, it is not the NCAA's rule, because if you want to play soccer, you don't have to go to college and then go pros, then to get drafted. If you want to play lacrosse, you can go straight into the pros for lacrosse. If you want to play any sport other than, because the NFL and the NBA made those rules. So for people to get mad at the NCAA because of that, it's stupid, because they might have something to do with it, but they didn't make the rule. So don't get mad at the NCAA for that one. So that's my first point. Second point, the reason why the NFL and the NBA do have that rule is because they don't have a well thought out minor league. Now, you're probably going to bring up, oh, the D League, but come on, you know damn well these teams are not utilizing the D League the way they actually can. Like, the D League has so much potential, but they just don't use it. Like, how many times have you seen a rookie just sit on the bench in the NBA when they could be in the D League, like, getting buckets and actually practicing? Like, for baseball, when you don't go straight to the major leagues. You never go straight to the major leagues. You always go to the minor leagues, all right? And you're probably like, oh, Mike Leake went straight to the... No, he didn't go straight to the majors. He still had Arizona Fall League, which counts as a type of minor league. That's what he did. So, listen, the NBA and the NFL do not have a well-thought-out minor league. And the NFL, logistically, I don't know how that will work out, but there's been other leagues that have been trying hard to do this. But the NFL... You guys know, the NFL and NBA, their minor league is college. For the other sports, they have academies for soccer. They got youth academies for hockey. But for the NFL and the NBA, their minor league is the college. So that's why they have that rule in place. Okay? Now, Ben Simmons talks about how college players don't get paid. Now, a lot of players, if you're really good, you're making your school a lot of money. But guess what? A lot of those great players make up like 5% of fucking college. Make 5% of that demographic. All right? So you know what? Let's look at this. College players who get a full ride. If a D1 player works 40 hours a week, because technically as a D1 player you have to be obligated 40 hours of team commitment a week, I believe. And for Division 2, it's different. For Division 3, it's even less. And for a walk-on, I think it's even half that, to be honest. That's why one center who played for Georgetown, I believe, was driving Ubers. So, because he didn't have to be with the team all the time. But look, 40 hours a week. Now, let's say you make $15 an hour. $15 an hour is fucking phenomenal, all right? Imagine 18-year-old making $15 an hour. That's bank. That is bank. That's $600 a week. Okay, now let's say a school year is generally around 40 weeks. So 40 weeks times $600 is only $24,000. Now you're probably saying, J-Rob, that's a lot. Yeah, damn right, that's a lot. But the schools are giving them more than that, because the average tuition and fees is around $32,000 and the average room and board is $10K. So put that together, that's $42,000. So the D1 player is truly only earning over half of that. Now you're probably saying, but if you got star players, they're making more. Yeah, I can see your point, but for the rest of the team that has a full scholarship, that is not the case. So you're only speaking for that 1%. You're only speaking for that 1%, and you can't do that. Because guess what? They are amateur athletes. They are amateur athletes, so they are put on the same level. You can't say, oh, I'm going to give this guy more money. No, you got to put them on the same level. Okay, you got to understand that. I did a research paper on this before. Please don't come at me. All right? Now, my fourth point is that Ben Simmons argued that like everybody was getting theirs in college except him, like regular students. Bro, I've done this over personal observation. Like college kids, I mean, there's some rich kids, but we are not rich. Like we are broke out here. Like college, you don't understand that when a lot of regular college kids get out of college, they got to worry about loans. When Ben Simmons gets out of college, he's got to worry about getting that $1 million contract. Now, even if he doesn't go to the NBA, guess what? He got a free education and still doesn't have to worry about loans. Many college kids have to worry about loans, worrying about paying the school back after they get out. When a lot of athletes don't have this problem, and they don't take advantage of that free education that's given to them. Now you're probably like, well, they don't have enough time. Bro, that argument doesn't make sense, because if they don't have enough time, how do they have enough time to go to parties and, do crazy shit? I mean, there's a ton of athletes who make the all academic team because they actually care about their education. They actually care about doing well in school. Ben Simmons didn't care. He did not care. All right, but he thinks that he's different, and he's privileged. His dad went to the pros. If he was talking about how he only had $40 in his account, like, bro, like you can't ask your dad for money. Like, your dad was in the pros. Your dad was in the pros too, man. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I gotta worry about loans when I get out of college. He doesn't. Okay, I'm gonna be in a negative when I get out of college. He is not. Most of these athletes are not. But guess what? Most of these regular college students are. So that's one thing they don't have to worry about. Now, even if a player gets injured in school, if they're not dropped from the scholarship, because a lot of times a player will get injured but they don't get dropped from the scholarship. A lot of times a player does get injured and they do get dropped from scholarship. I think it's kind of messed up on how you can drop a player who gets injured. I think that just sucks. It honestly sucks. But it's a sticky situation. I mean, Minnesota, they have this one player. The coach will not let the player play, but he will keep him on scholarship. But he won't let him play because he has a heart condition, and he doesn't want him to like die on court like a Hank Gathers. So that's why he doesn't want him to play, but he still allows him to have a full ride. Like, do you understand that? Like, they don't have to worry about loans at all. They got a free education. Free education, man. Do you know how long, like, you have a free education so you can get a job and you're not in the negatives. You don't have to worry about paying loans. Do you understand that? People don't understand that. Now, let's get on to the solutions. I'm done with my tirade. Let's get on to the solutions. The NBA and the NFL need to create better minor league systems. This is ridiculous. They have not done this. Now, for the NBA, it's a lot easier. They need to rebrand the D-League. The D-League sounds bad. Nobody wants to say, oh, you're going to the D-League. Like, that sounds terrible. But you see, like, how soccer has those youth academies, NHL, they have those amateur teams like 16U teams. Baseball, they have the minor league system. Like, those systems work well, all right? Some sort of way, if you're a player, most of the players got to come up through those minor leagues. NBA, I feel if you're not one of the top, then you got to come up the same way, because a lot of these rookies, you see what they do. They sit their ass on the bench. Denzel Valentine, like, it doesn't make sense that a player like Denzel Valentine, an absolute monster in college, and I hate Michigan State, but I respect his talent. There's no reason he should be sitting on the bench. Now, I don't know why NBA teams just waste their time. Like, you could easily put him in a D-League and, get him some action, because if his shot is getting better and he's hot, and then you're like, you know what, we're going to promote you, and we bring you back to the league, he could probably provide some points. But if he's on the bench just cold right there, how can you expect him to, you put him in a hard spot? Like, you can't do that. That's not fair in itself. And the NFL, like I said earlier, I don't know if it's logistically possible to have a minor league system for them, because, NFL seasons are very short. Like, with baseball, you can have minor league seasons, pick players to bring up and stuff. Same with NHL. Same with soccer. Same with NBA, but they don't do it that much. Like Jonathan Simmons, like this dude, nobody knew who Jonathan Simmons was 2 years ago, but look at him now. Like he is believe it or not, Jonathan Simmons is a vital part of that Spurs offense. He is. Did y'all see what he did to JaVale McGee? Let's not even talk about that. That's not a part of the argument. But what I'm saying is these leagues need to create better minor league systems instead of putting these kids into hard positions like that. Okay? Now, you're probably like, oh, but the NCAA doesn't want to lose money. It's not the NCAA's rule. It's not their rule. So they can't do anything about it. They can't. And guess what? The NCAA is going to make money regardless. They're going to make money regardless. Even if the best players just want to go straight to the pros, they're going to make money regardless. So don't even bring that up, because my second solution is the NBA rule should go back to you can come straight out of high school. But if you don't come straight out of high school, you have to wait 2 years to be draft eligible. Now, you're probably like, why is that? Now, look at the MLB's rule. The MLB's rule is either you can come straight out of high school, or you have to wait 3 years until you're draft eligible again. Now, baseball is one of those sports where you have to develop. You can't just come straight out of high school and produce, because you have to build your batting up to reach those like, if you're coming out of high school, the fastest pitch you've probably ever seen on average is like maybe 85, 88. You weren't seeing nothing faster than that. You go straight to the pros, Aroldis Chapman up there, you're going to be scared shitless. You're not going to be able to hit that. You cannot catch up to that. That's why you have to work your way up in baseball. Same with football. Like, you can't come straight out of high school and be a dominant football player. That's impossible, because the physicality of that sport. Now, basketball, you're probably saying, oh, it's about talent. I mean, like, you guys bring up like LeBron James and Carmelo. That's 1%. That's the 1%, dude. That is the 1%, because not a lot of these players can come straight out of high school and produce on that level. We will not see players like that. Now, I don't know why I brought up Melo, because he didn't come straight out of high school. But I'm talking about Kobe and LeBron. Like, you might want to bring up J.R. Smith or Lou Williams, but they were not phenoms when they came straight out of high school. They were role players, and they're still role players. But what if they went to college and, they developed a little more? They could have been even better, but they came straight out of high school. But we'll never know. Okay, so that is my rule. There's no one and dones at all. You can't do that. You have to wait 2 years, or you go to the league. Now, those 2 years, you can do whatever you want. You can train, you can go overseas, or you can go to college. Now, a lot of players opt to not go overseas because, that's too hard on them. It's whatever. I don't care. But the NBA should change that rule back so you can come straight out of high school. And that's my final thoughts. Honestly, hopefully you like this video. If you have any other opinions, please tell me in the comments, because I'm really sick and tired of players complaining about this, because they don't know. They don't know. They keep spewing this stupid stuff, and they don't actually do the research. I done the research. I did a 6-page paper on this. I know what I'm talking about. I do know what I'm talking about, so don't come at me. All right, but if you have any 2 cents, I do want to hear. I want to hear your thoughts, so please put it in the comments below. Anyway, this has been another J-Rob video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and peace.
When I touch a mill, I'ma be the same dude. Split the money with my gang too, and we be swerving in that Audi coupe.